on Good Friday. On Good Friday, we would take the food that had been prepared all morning. You know what I mean? You can't eat anything all day on Good Friday until after 3 o'clock, and not a snack, nothing. I mean, you had to fast the whole morning. And there's all this cooking going on, the bread and the sopa and the red chili with the torta and the mashed potatoes, and I can't remember what all the delicious food there was, but you couldn't touch anything. And around 12 o'clock, my mom and my grandma would put a tray together of a little bit of everything. Take this to your tia Modesta, take this to your tia, whoever. Take this and this and this. We'd spend a couple hours walking around with trays to different people to give them a taste of the food that you were eating. Do you remember that?
Yes, yes.
And that was I don't know.
Did you also receive food?
Oh yeah,
or-
people would come into the house and bring food. We had a little bit of everything. It was great. It was good memories. And then also we on Christmas Day, we'd go from house to house and get candy from people, asking Miss Christmas.
What did you say when you...
It's Christmas.
Yeah.
And this is early in the morning on Christmas, wasn't
In
it?
New Year's, mis años nuevos.
Mis años nuevos for New Year's.
Halloween. Do you remember what you'd say for Halloween when you went? Oremos.
Oremos. Diablitos somos.
It was angelitos. Well,
Angelitos somos.
somos del
Si
cielo,
no-
venimos a pedir oremos. Si no nos dan oremos, puertas y ventanas quebraremos. Well, that was the one that we used to.
I remember.
Yeah. Maybe Diablitos sounds even better because, it's Halloween.
I remember something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, Halloween we'd do that too.
So you mentioned hunting. Who taught you how to go hunting?
My dad.
Your dad.
Yeah, I never killed anything, but we'd always go early in the morning, driving the truck out this way, looking at the mountains, looking to see if you see anything moving.
And there was other men from Agua Rio village already there, right?
Oh yeah, I imagine there were.
Then, so you'd stop and you'd talk to someone?
Yeah, my dad was always stopping to talk with somebody,
Yeah,
and he asked them if they'd seen anything,
yeah.
and then have a cup of coffee with them or something if they had, a
If they had a
campfire.
camp, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you, I have this question about generationally, like how men of your father's generation would have a cup of coffee. Can you describe him having a cup of coffee with someone?
It was always with sugar, no cream. Never used cream, but always with sugar. And the neatest thing about the way they made coffee is that they just use a coffee can, or maybe a coffee pot. But if you didn't have a coffee pot, you could just use a coffee can. Put the water in it, put the grounds right in it, and then as it starts heating up, it starts boiling over, and you get a stick, whatever, just a little branch, tree branch, and you put it right on top of the can, and it stops it from spilling over. And to this day, I can't understand why that does, but it does. Yeah, I remember that, my Uncle Leo. One time we were out there, it was my Uncle Leo, Ramon, and Leo, my cousin. I don't know if we were doing wood or what. I think we were chopping wood. And we'd been working there, all morning, I guess. And hungry, always hungry. And we had gotten our feet wet with the snow, I think. So we took our socks off and put them on top of the fire, and the socks started burning up and stuff. So my Uncle Leo was always yelling at us, stop doing this or stop doing that. And Leo was always, we were pushing each other around and stuff, really trying his patience. And so he fed us well. We had the little Vienna sausage and, I don't know what all we ate, but we ate well. And my Uncle Leo had one can of a fruit cocktail left that hadn't been opened. And just to be polite or whatever, said, you guys want some of this? You still hungry? And Leo said, yeah, I do. And Uncle Leo tells him, oh, cabrón hambriento.
I'm up.
Let's see that. Let's see.
Are they here for the thing?
I think maybe catering.
I'm good if you guys are ready.
Are you on?
Yeah. We're still going.
And continue with what you were saying.
So my uncle Leo offered to see if any of us still had any appetite left for a fruit cocktail, and he says, I do. And my uncle Leo tells him, oh, cabrón, hambriento, muerto de hambre. he
Muerto
tells
de
him.
hambre. Oh,
I know what cabron means.
Muerto de hambre means
Dying of hunger.
dying of hunger.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
always hungry, and I'll never forget that.
You were saying a while ago about the, we're talking about scary things, you know. Do you remember being told stories about the Orona or?
Not so much. What I do remember is my mom telling me stories about the Indians that would come and raid the village, and I think this was before her time. It was in probably my grandmother's time or great grandmother's time, but there was Indians would come and raid the village.
And what would they do?
Steal stuff mainly, I believe. But there was always the parents would put fear in the kids, saying, you know, if you don't behave, they're gonna come and get you, and they're gonna take you. I don't know if there was ever any kidnappings that took place. I'm sure there were at some point, you know, back maybe several generations. But there was some strife between the Indians and the Spanish or the Mexicans back years and years ago.
Do you know what pueblo it was?
I understood that it was Apache. It wasn't any.
Oh.
It wasn't any of the
wasn't.
local
Wow.
Tewa or these guys. It was
Wow.
traveling nomadic tribes that would come through and attack different villages.
What types of animals did you still have when you were growing up in your house? Like,
We had chickens, pigs, goats, cow, and my uncle Leo had horses, and that was it.
that was it. Was there anyone in the village that still had a carro de bestias, the old horse-drawn wagons?
Not that I can remember ever riding in one myself, but my two Isidro Lopez, he had one that I would see him going back with his horse and the wagon, taking like because they were still farming back then when I
There was
was
still
a little kid.
right behind your house, between that and carro, yeah, you know.
What was
Caminos,
his last name?
Lopez.
Lopez.
That's
Andy's.
father.
Father.
What do you remember about planting back there? What did they plant?
I don't remember
Yeah.
myself
Okay.
ever being involved in any farming back there. I think it stopped when my Uncle Leo, and I don't even think my dad ever farmed back there. I think my Uncle Leo farmed before, you know, probably before he was married. They made adobes back there. And my dad and my Uncle Leo, I remember making adobes.
For their own use, or
Yeah.
did they ever sell them?
No, for their own use to build their houses.
Okay.
And they were always helping each other, my dad and my Uncle Leo. Always, you know, whenever one of them was involved in a construction project, the other one was right there with them. I remember also butchering pigs, taking the big hogs, killing them, and then dumping them in a big old 55-gallon drum full of hot water, and boiling them till the skin got soft and you could peel the hair off. I remember all that.
How long would it take?
All day. That was an all day thing. You'd start early in the morning, kill the pig, butcher him. I mean, you know, take out the insides and stuff, and then dump them in the water. Probably in boiling water. Probably take maybe an hour to soften up the hair,
Yeah, because you had to shave it
and then
with
they'd scrape off the hair off the.
before.
What time of year was that that they did that?
I think it was spring or summer.
Spring. And did they do it for like a special occasion, a
No,
feast day,
it
or
was
just
it was just
normal
we need-
everyday?
We need
like-
some meat, and
Yeah.
now's the time to do it. Or there's room in the freezer.
Did
That's when they would do it, when there was room in the freezer.
And but that time also came the chicharrones, of course.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, touched on that. You know, Gilbert, before I forget it, I really would like to, because this also is going to be for the future, you know. You've been a really big pillar of our community. What types of things were you involved in your own life? You know, what organizations, what have you done that helped us?
Well, as far as my employment really is the only things that I can point to, but the my career started off with when I was 13, started working for the Holiday Inn as a dishwasher. I would ride my bike to work at the Holiday Inn and then ride home at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Where was the Holiday Inn?
It was right on Cerias Road by Cider Road.
Which
And-
corner?
It was the south side of Cerias Road, because Cider Road is a dead end
Yes.
at Cerias. So right on the other side of Cerias Road is where the Holiday Inn used to be. What is it now? Comfort Inn or?
There's like a silver. There used to be like a silver saddle.
No, that's
Well, that's
further,
further
that's
up.
further up.
Is that toward Jackalope?
Yes, yeah, so Holidays immediately right across, right now.
It's still a motel.
There's
isn't
still
it?
Yeah.
a motel of
I
sorts,
think
you know,
it's a
they have other
Days Inn.
shops.
I think
Maybe
Yeah,
Days
yeah.
Inn or something like that.
Pupuseria, what is it, the Salvadorian, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a
restaurant.
restaurant in there and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I remember that, as a dishwasher,